Cup of TV, where we're here for Mr. Kim Namjoon's birthday.
Isn't it?
Woo-woo. I can't just say RM anymore. I'm like, Mr. Kim Namjoon.
He wanted me to sing Marilyn Monroe's Happy Birthday, Mr. President.
She wouldn't do it. Like,
no, do you know what the birthday song I always think of? And I'm amazed I didn't sing it last time, which was... it would be like, Namjoon, it's your birthday. Happy birthday, Namjoon. It's in like The Simpsons, isn't it?
That's a good one.
Okay, so how old?
Gosh, how old is he turning now?
bear with me, caller.
28. I'm going to go 28. That's my guess.
28.
29. Is there a prize?
Yeah, him.
The real answer is, I don't care. It doesn't matter.
Age is just a number.
I think it's 27.
He's currently 26 and he's
turning 27.
Oh, right.
We're like 28, 29.
Just trying to get him closer to me.
Yeah.
He's born in 1994.
That bit we don't talk about.
So, what can we say about Mr. Kim Namjoon?
Yeah, well, understandably, you guys are still learning about all of the members and that, so you will get to see more of them and their personalities. But I think we spoke about it before when we first started learning about BTS, when you guys first started learning about BTS, when I said he was the first member of BTS. Bang Nim built BTS around RM, so he was the first original, the OG member.
What do we know about him? I mean, we know he's super intelligent.
IQ of 148. Pretty genius. Although what I love about him is he's really, really smart and intelligent when it comes to things like reading and intellect and philosophy and all things like that. However, when it comes to daily basis, things like chopping an onion, or I don't know, following a recipe or something, he doesn't know how to do it, and so he breaks things. And the other guys look after him for those things.
When did you first realise that he was your bias?
First video.
Really?
Yeah, literally first video I was like, who's that? But bias was...
So I was going to say, you don't remember what your first MV was?
No, I think it was dope. And so obviously he's in that uniform.
See that?
First introduction. Hello, is this your first time with Bang? I was like, yes.
We must have greeted you and welcomed you in.
But first video I was like, who's that? But I'd probably like that with all of them, to be fair, because I'm on that K-pop hope train, so I love them all. But yeah, solidified for me all around the comeback with Mic Drop, because he just looks so yummy.
When he comes out the back of the ambulance.
That red bomber jacket.
In music videos and live performances, the word I'd use to describe him is commanding. He just seems powerful. Mm-hmm. You know, that's the word I'd pick if I had to pick one when he's, like I say, MVs and on stage. Yeah. And guys and stuff. Yeah, that's when you kind of go, he's the most intelligent.
You're the leader? You're in charge? Yeah.
I think my kind of like favourite looks of his are blonde.
Oh,
I love blonde. But if you look at Tricky and the live performance we watched of oh my god,
No More Dream?
Yeah, No More Dream. I couldn't get it out of my head.
Back to say.
And but when he's in really, the others are in a bit more elaborate clothing, and he's just in quite like simple, normally quite tight fitted t-shirts, but just very plain. And I'm like, you don't need anything else. The other thing I like is a lot of the things that he does write, and the lyrics and the meanings behind everything.
Yeah.
And
it's very deep. I think he's an old soul. But yeah, no, he seems very lovely. There's part of him that's like, I don't know, like there's so many sides to him which I like, because obviously I get all of these different needs of mine like in this one person. You've got President Namjoon, the leader, the commanding, then you've got the goofy Namjoon in his dungarees and his pink hat and his glasses, clumsy, which I am also clumsy. There's just so many elements to him which I really like, so that was why the more I got to know, it was at first it was like, oh yeah, and then the more I got to know him I was like, yeah, you're my bias.
And then there's like in Do You, which it kills me that I can't get on our playlist.
Yeah.
Because I absolutely love that, and I think that was the first time watching one with you guys where I heard the first bit of swearing, and I was like, oh, didn't expect that from you. But then again, there is that other
I love how deep his voice is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's on the list for his solo works, but there's another one of his rap solos that he released called Joke, where he's the video is he's a mental patient in an institution in a straitjacket, and he's literally rapping so fast. It's amazing.
We've all been there.
Right.
My rapping is so fast.
But I do think with his rapping, Sugar has a very distinct style for me, and you can hear when it's him from certain things he does when he raps. J-Hope has a different flow, so you know when it's J-Hope. RM, I feel like, can switch the way he raps.
Sugar attacks the beat, so
Yeah,
he
that was
purposefully goes against it to make in your ear to make you hear it. And J-Hope is more melodic, so he sort of rides along it. And then RM can play between the two, which again, that just may be their choice of style of what they prefer, where they sit to play, you know. But yeah, very, very talented as a rapper as well as a singer and writer and all that jazz.
Yeah,
so.
I mean, we don't often, I think, hear him singing, but where we've had the live things recently, especially with the Fix You, you could hear him singing. It's like, oh, I like.
When they paired them up, it was him
and Jimin.
Their pairing was.
It was really nice.
I was
so
lost in it.
opposite ends of the scale, wasn't it? It was really good.
Especially when it's nice to get to hear those bits, because when you watch stuff like Gaio and you hear him singing that, you would assume, oh, it's because he's a rapper and he doesn't sing. But actually, it's no, he just is mucking around in the way he sings in that.
Yeah, when he does it and he just screeches up high. Yeah, that's so. And then I like how, I mean, they all have, I think, I couldn't imagine the 7 of them not being together because they all look after each other in different ways. But I just, every night, I think he's such a good leader because he doesn't always, it's like he silently enforces, do you know what I mean? He doesn't need to enforce it, but he kind of does it in different ways. He's not like, you must listen to me because I'm the leader, but he gets their respect, so he doesn't have to be bossy or anything.
Seen anything so far that would make me think he's being like a leader in a sense of you must all do this. I've not if we've seen anything, I've not noticed it.
I feel like it's more a lead by example.
Yeah, he's also the go-between of the negotiator, as it were, between the group and the company.
Yeah.
So it's his job to be the spokesperson between the two, and obviously what the company wants goes through RM and then goes into the band and whatnot. So he does have to play a role in between the two, which can be very, very tricky.
Yeah.
So he's trying to keep them all happy and everything. He in some of the Burn the Stage, Bring the Soul, their documentary films and everything, you see him being the one sort of settling arguments and things and saying, look guys, come on, let's put this to bed for now. We've got performance to do. We are a team. We're going to get through it. You know what I mean? So you see it come out more then.
There are videos of them arguing.
Little ones, yeah. Little arguments. But they're very good with it. They do sort it out.
Oh, the dimples. I haven't even talked about the dimples.
Yeah, you've been moving on. Like, where is he for you right now? Just check in. Is he a wrecker?
Yeah.
Okay.
Aren't they all though? Aren't they all?
I wouldn't say any of them are not a wrecker.
That's it. Yeah.
Yeah, he was the first one I ever, like when you first showed the picture.
You picked him out.
The dimples.
Just the smile. I don't know, there was just something in his face that I kind of thought...
You trusted him immediately.
Yeah.
What are we going to... Oh, no, let's do cake. I'm hungry.
Okay.
I mean, RM wants cake.
What was that? Oh, yeah, no, he said you texted him for him.
Right. Cool.
It is a traditional thing in the UK. When you're a kid, at some point in your life, you will have one of these. A Colin the Caterpillar
Now,
cake.
is that a legit Colin? Or
No, this one's called Curly because I wasn't going to M&S direct one near. So
if you're not British, you won't understand the Battle of the Caterpillar Cakes, but
it was a big deal.
Been a whole thing, like
But
it
it's
was
still
a big
cake,
deal.
you know.
But it's, So we got one for RM because, like we say, every person in the UK will have had one of these at some point in their childhood.
Yeah.
So.
And out of all of the ones on the shelf, I picked that one because I just thought his face was the cutest. The way his eyes are kind of like close together. It's kind of cute. So I was like, that one.
He doesn't have dimples. Take it back.
No.
So, I'm going to have to cut his head off.
No, you can just start at the bottom.
Start his bum.
Start the ass.
Who wants the ass?
Me.
Namas.
I want a Namjoon booty.
We are going to watch the speech first, aren't we?
Yeah, I know Erin's been asking about it for ages, like RM's UN speech to the General Assembly, and then also a video about just to see personality and bits and pieces. The God of Destruction. There was quite a few videos on YouTube, but there aren't as many, in my opinion. There aren't as many videos for the Hyung line as there are the Maknae line. It would appear, but still, yeah, God of Destruction is quite a funny thing because he does have a habit of breaking things.
I'm interested to see it, like, as to what level. You know, just what can he break that you wouldn't expect someone to be able to break?
It's almost like he's really unlucky as well. It's like he'll pick something up, and if it was broken, it just so happens that he was the first person who picked it up and discovered it was broken, and then it just became into this running joke. But he does also legit break stuff. So
because you know if you drop a glass, it's probably going to break. Then there are people who will drop something else and it will break, and you'll be like, I've dropped that 100 times and it's never broken.
That would be him. Yeah.
I think it'll be funny to go from this. It's been very put together, very like
serious,
purposeful,
from President Namjoon
to go from that to
President Namjoon to Junie. Yeah.
So excited for this.
Thank you, Mr. Secretary General, Minister Executive Director, and all the excellencies and distinguished guests from across the world. My name is Kim Namjoon, also known as RM, the lead up to group BTS. It is an incredible honor to be invited to an occasion with such significance for today's young generation. Last November, BTS launched the Love Myself campaign with UNICEF, building on our belief that true love first begins with loving myself. We've been partnering with UNICEF's End Violence program to protect children and young people all over the world from violence. And our fans have become a major part of this campaign with their action and with their enthusiasm. We truly have the best fans in the world. And I'd like to begin by talking about myself. I was born in Ilsan, a city near Seoul, South Korea. It is a really beautiful place with a lake, hills, and even an annual flower festival. I spent a very happy childhood there, and I was just an ordinary boy. I used to look up at the night sky and wonder, and I used to dream the dreams of a boy. I used to imagine that I was a superhero who could save the world. And in an intro to one of our early albums, there's a line that says, "My heart stopped when I was maybe 9 or 10. Looking back, I think that's when I began to worry about what other people thought of me and started seeing myself through their eyes. I stopped looking up at the night skies, the stars. I stopped daydreaming. Instead, I just tried to jam myself into the malls that other people made. Soon, I began to shut out my own voice and started to listen to the voices of others. No one called out my name, and neither did I. My heart stopped and my eyes closed shut. So, like this, we all lost our names. We became like ghosts. But I had one sanctuary, and that was music. There was a small voice inside of me that said, "Wake up, man, and listen to yourself." But it took me quite a long time to hear music calling my real name. Even after making the decision to join BTS, there were a lot of hurdles. Some people might not believe, but most people thought we were hopeless. And sometimes I just wanted to quit. But I think I was very lucky that I didn't give it all up. And I'm sure that I and we will keep stumbling and falling like this. BTS has become artists performing in those huge stadiums and selling millions of albums right now, but I am still an ordinary 24-year-old guy. If there's anything that I've achieved, it was only possible that I have my other BTS members right by my side, and because of the love and the support that our ARMY fans all over the world made for us. And maybe I made a mistake yesterday. But yesterday's me is still me. Today, I am who I am with all of my faults and my mistakes. Tomorrow, I might be a tiny bit wiser, and that'll be me too. These faults and mistakes are what I am, making up the brightest stars in the constellation of my life. I have come to love myself for who I am, for who I was, and for who I hope to become. I'd like to say the one last thing. After releasing our Love Yourself albums and launching the Love Myself campaign, we started to hear remarkable stories from our fans all over the world, how our message helped them overcome their hardships in life and start loving themselves. Those stories constantly remind us of our responsibility. So, let's take all one more step. We have learned to love ourselves. So now I urge you to speak yourself. I'd like to ask all of you, what is your name? What excites you and makes your heart beat? Tell me your story. I want to hear your voice. I want to hear your conviction. No matter who you are, where you're from, your skin color, your gender identity, just speak yourself. Find your name and find your voice by speaking yourself. I'm Kim Namjoon and also RM of BTS. I'm an idol and I'm an artist from a small town in Korea. Like most people, I've made many and plenty mistakes in my life. I have many faults and I have many more fears, but I'm going to embrace myself as hard as I can. And I'm starting to love myself gradually, just little by little. What is your name? Speak yourself. Thank you very much.
Commanding. Even when he's not
You're
trying to
right,
be.
crying.
So emotional.
Oh no, I thought she was going to cry.
Yeah. I feel like if we didn't have lights on, I'd literally be pulling my eyes out, but it dries them out. Oh, that was a lot. I knew when I always knew that would get me because I just think to put yourself out there, and I love that he said gender identity because that's got to be a tough topic. It's just everywhere anyway, but like for them at home.
Yeah.
And to hear like this stories, and imagine listening to that and thinking, this person I really admire and I really, really look up to, and he's there saying, I have made many mistakes and I've got even more fears. I just think that's really reassuring, and I loved all of them standing there. They don't know what he said. I mean, I'm sure
they will know.
I'm sure they
In the
will have
room,
known,
yeah.
but yeah, that must have been so lovely.
That's why at their concerts, I mean, obviously I've only been to the concerts here in the UK, but at a lot of their concerts I've heard that this is the same thing, but especially here in the UK, they have lots of rainbow flags and like gender, sexual orientation, pride flags and things like that, because obviously they're so accepting of you know, people and being who you are. So it creates a really nice atmosphere of, and I think that's why a lot of people get drawn to K-pop when people find, you know, like we were saying, like people find their people and they say, oh, that's why I like watching your channel. I feel like I've, you know, met people that, yeah, and it's another thing of that. So yeah, I really like that he says that. They've all said afterwards, they were like watching RM speak at the UN, they were just in awe of him. They were like, they were back there and they were like, they weren't speaking, but they were crapping themselves. They were so nervous because it meant so much to them. They're so, you know, it's such a huge deal. And they were like, and he was standing there reading the speech that he wrote himself, and in
not in his
native language to like some really important people. So they were all in awe of him. And also where he mentions about the different aspects of his life and things like that, and making up these stars in his own constellation, that links in with what lyrics he wrote for like Microcosmos.
Yeah,
so,
and the whole army galaxy.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, there's all the little things there that you get to notice. But yeah,
What I really like.
We all stopped eating. We were just watching.
Is that I said commanding, but it was commanding in a way of he was kind of soft spoken. I mean, there were times when he was more forceful in what he was saying, but he completely kept your attention on what he was saying. You know, he didn't need to be banging his hand on a table or raising his voice or anything. And I liked that there was a bit early on when he mentioned about the fans around the world. He had this sort of smirk almost, and it really felt like that kind of. Now, I'm not a person who gets on board with all that everybody loves each other stuff, but that feeling he gets from Army, and it just gives him a smile whether he intends to or not.
Yeah,
you know, when he talks about it.
It's like a it's like a special, like it's like a special love, and it's like you know who you are, and it's almost like it's like a connection.
You know when someone's like falling in love with someone, and when you say their name, you just smile, like
Something
you
that
can't even help
twinkles.
it. Yeah.
And that's why a lot of Army are so protective about Army and about BTS, because they feel that connection is very special. But at the same time, it's obviously anybody's welcome, as in you just come in, just, you know, open mind, open heart, listen to the music, whatnot, and if that speaks to you, that's amazing. Do you know what I mean? So it has that attitude about it as well. But it's like special. And then when we come across people that, for whatever reason, they're not in a place to be open-minded enough to give it a go. So I don't know, sometimes it still irritates me, of course.
It builds a rage within me.
Well, I get to the point where I feel sorry for them, because I'm kind of like, you don't know about this secret club that we have, and it's awesome. So I feel sorry for you that you don't get it. And that's it. It's like, you don't get it, but we know how cool it is.
I'm not there yet. I'm in the rage within me section,
I
where I go quiet and I just stare at them. I'm holding it.
No,
it's like a secret club, and you're like, you don't get it, and I feel sorry for you,
but
because
you could feel so connected to so many people, and it always then just gives me the feeling of what else we're missing.
But yeah,
I feel very heavy and emotional.
Let's watch him break stuff.
So yeah, I'd quite like that now.
see the other side of Junie.
This is going to be hilarious to see.
I did think to myself, what could we do for RM's birthday? We could break stuff. But that feels so wasteful.
Like he'd be happy that we're eating food on his behalf, for sure.
If you want a slice of cake, RM, just come.
Or anything else.
I now get 7 extra cakes a year.
We do. We get 7 extra birthday cakes a year.
Oh my gosh.
Don't distract me with the others. Oh.
Should just do that fast there.
Yeah, please. What are they doing?
Trying to make snow globes.
Oh, okay, I've done that.
I think.
김남준 틀어도 좋다. 너 흔들어. 이 뭐랄까 이 피곤한 인심을 항상 흘릴 수밖에 없는 가슴 아픈 그런 메뉴라고 할까. 미안하다, 페이크. 그래서 절대로 병을 흘릴 수 없죠. 많이 안 가고 맛있는 거.
이걸로 아니야 작은 숟가락으로 해.
야 이거 뭐. 난리 났어요. 난리 났습니다 지금. 아이고 좋아 난리 났어요.
What's the purpose of this?
It's an ASMR and they've got to be as quiet as possible.
Okay.
계신. 또 포스보래요. 아뭐 시작한 지 얼마나 됐는데 포스폰이야.
They even made one of his Fila adverts. It was his Puma one. Puma adverts about him breaking stuff.
여러분 제 찬스 꼭 쳐야 됩니다. 자 들어갑니다. 바로 남주씨. 이게 생각보다 조절이 안 돼요, 형. 남주씨 뭐 하세요? 시간 가고 있어요. 아니. 뭐 하는 짓이야? 뭐 하는 짓이야, 나왔습니다. 뭐 하는 짓이야?
This is what I mean. He's so smart, but he can't do like normal little daily things. Can you not work out how to put the pen on?
You have to break the easel.
아니 왜? 아 부서졌어. 남주씨 들고 그래요.
Put it on the table. Don't fix the easel.
정말 체가 없어 지금.
어쩌면 없잖아. 자, 다음 문제 주시죠.
What is this?
It's a thing they're doing for the VR for one of their concerts.
여기 아껴요 이거. 진시랑 들어볼래요?
His hair looks so cool though.
저희 방송 전에 보셨어요 지금.
MP님 죄송합니다.
저기 비싼 거예요 이거? 이거 보시죠. 누군데? 누가 장난이에요? 아니 너무한 거 아니에요?
아니 이게 사진 당근에 있을 텐데 저게 아마 이거 딱 이게 팍 떨어졌는데 얘가 펑펑 하면서 처참하게 이런 식으로 흩어지는 건데
오빠는요? 오빠는요?
와 진짜 대박 이거 진짜 이거 진짜 노린 거 아니에요. 노릴 수가 없는 게
Whose room is that?
That's his.
Oh,
He has
it's
lots
his
of model
room.
figures, yeah.
제가 가만히 가던 선글라스가 부러지고 제가 냉장고 문짝이 부러지고 화장실에 있던 칫솔 배가 부러지고
네.
그다음 멤버들이 저한테 이렇게 말했습니다. 아 저형한테 가까이 가면 안 되겠다. 이거는 나가겠다. 이거 방해되겠다. 연습실에 무너질 수도 있으니 조심해라. 이번에 그리고 화장실 문 부서진 거 아니에요.
이거 뭐지? 원래 부서지는 건가? 하하하. 원래 동기야. 동기야 어디 갔어요? 손 뭐야? 그지? 큰일 났다 씨. 이건 뭐야? 동기야. 저들이 바로.
그것도 그냥 존재 자체가 미안하네. 자 이거 저 여러분 이거 인형 좀 쓰겠습니다. 아니 아 이게 인형 많이
It's funny shit.
Who in the group is the clumsiest? 누가 그룹에서 제일 더럽나요?
For world peace, you should stay only at home.
I got this really good sunglasses in Los Angeles. And I tried to wear it.
Wow.
Okay, so I never wear it. I just wasted my $20 like in the air.
멤버 제일 많이 써야 돼. 세계 평화를 위해서.
He said I should be in just my room for the world's peace. Thank you. 걱정이 고마워요. Don't worry.
Okay. 일단 이거 설명하겠습니다. 사실 그 말들 전부 다 제가 했어요. 남준 옆에 있으면 영이 단축될 것 같다. 오래 못 살 것 같다. 혹시나 차가 전복되진 않을까. 그런 많이 했던 건 사실입니다. 그렇게 느꼈다니보다 미안하네요. 네, 미안합니다. 우리 레몬 씨.
네, 그리고 lemon 형은
네.
그만 사고 쳤으면 좋겠어.
그만 사고라고.
왜냐면 뭐
다치니까.
맨날 다치고 또 봐봐요. 또 아무마다 또 지금
다치니까. 지금 레몬스터 걱정이 드는 거예요?
아니 그냥 뭐 피해갈까.
이 친구 참
장난이고 이제
한마디 해주세요. 우리 리더로서. 저희 랩몬스터가 물건지 조합하게 해주면
오늘 랩몬스터 폭주네요.
오늘 그 무대를 하고 왔잖아요.
네네네.
랩몬스터가 제 옆에서 춤을 추는 씬이 있는데
네.
제가 랩몬스터가 손가락을 다쳤어요.
네.
그렇게 내 손가락을 때리더라고요. 틀려요.
그거를 딱 주는 걸로 해다가 아 이게 남준이었으면 댓글 쏟았다 이거.
남준이었으면
장담한다.
남준이었으면 근데 아까 그 사이즈 물도 있구나.
I mean, Sugar's so calm at that.
Did he break anything too big?
No, like I said, there were other videos, but unfortunately they contained quite a lot of spoilers because he's the leader. He's involved in most stuff,
Yeah.
so there were pretty much spoilers in a lot of the videos that I checked out. So I'm really sorry. I haven't seen it yet. So
I think my favourite thing is his face when he breaks something.
yeah.
It's the sunglasses. Where he's like, how did this happen? It's almost like it just integrated in his hands. Like, poof,
He
and it
doesn't
happened.
understand how it happens, and then it's this moment of oh yeah, and then it's just like every time it happens, it reinforces his reputation, and he's just like FM hell.
Is it one of those things where you're so worried that you'll do it that makes you do it?
Could
Like
be.
you're so worried that he's going to break something, so he's like gently.
Yeah, that still happens even when he's trying to be gentle.
Doesn't know his own strength.
Maybe, yeah. The man's just too strong.
Ban him from the gym.
Yeah, it's gonna be even worse now. That's why we were saying they were like, "Oh, you're becoming like the Incredible Hulk," and he was like, "Stop the rumors."
I think a very British phrase that would be quite apt for him would be "bull in a china shop."
Yeah.
Yes, bull in a china shop.
So that's I mean, being a rapper certainly suits him. I think. We know he can sing as well, but yeah, being a rapper is like more forceful. So
And no one notices if you're bouncing around and you
that's it.
trip over a little bit.
Yeah.
I do like hearing them talk about him though. People like, no, I'm worried I'll get hurt.
Yeah.
Or
Sugar's
sugar.
savage.
Yeah.
He should stay home for work, please.
When I'm with him, I'm worried the car's gonna flip over.
Yeah. Wow. It's so interesting to see, like you say, the different sides of him when he's so commanding and eloquent as President Namjoon, and then obviously his clumsy side. And there were other videos as well which I really enjoy, which is RM versus Junie. So you get to see like his really badass commanding side on the stage and then his goofy side off stage, but they contain a lot of spoilers, so I was like, oh, I can't show those. So we've been watching the Guyos, we're getting on to Run episodes, American Hustle Life, all that stuff, so you'll get to see more of them anyway. But yeah, I love his personality.
What I really liked about with the two videos is that we watched the first one and you're like, that's a man I can trust with my life.
Oh,
And then you watch the second one and go, man's gonna kill me.
yeah. Yeah, boo, sorry.
Ride or die, literally.
God bless him.
I'll do the driving and he can sit in the passenger seat reading philosophy to me, that's fine.
Oh no, I was gonna have him rap to me.
Oh, you go.
Although I wouldn't be driving, that would do just as bad. We'll sit in the back, you drive.
Yeah, I'm glad we did them in that order.
But again, I also think in that order, if you didn't know him already, you could watch that and be like, oh, who's this guy? He's, this is an impressive guy. And then watch the second video and fall in love with him, like, oh, bless.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Also, he looks good in everything, and especially a suit.
Yeah.
I like that. Obviously, they're all standing behind him, though, so it was so nice to see all of them in their suits.
Yeah.
Very nice. Very dapper.
Mine stops making a noise after a while. So, happy birthday, Namjoon.
Birthday.
Are we allowed to call him Namjoon? Or should we call him RM?
Depends,
like-
depends what mood he's in.
Like if you met them, you'd be like wanting them to introduce themselves, even though you know who they are, so you know what they want you to call them.
Yeah,
Or-
at what point, if you became like friends with them,
Do you know what I
would
mean?
you?
Yeah, because
in-
if I call him Namjoon, he might be a bit like.
No, in Korean etiquette,
you'd
you
call me
would
RM.
they would introduce themselves, and then, well, usually it would be by actually they potentially have to show us more respect because we're older than them because we're nooners. So it might be okay. But yeah, it depends, I suppose, what he introduced himself as.
That's what I mean. To walk into the room and be like wanting them to introduce themselves, and they're sitting there thinking, "Bitch, you came to us. You know who we are."
It's true. We don't know who you are. I will call him anything he wants.
So, thanks for watching, and we will see you on our next video.
Bye.
Bye.